Hi all, this is how I use the Spot on Smooth Dancer and Performance Director with the Choreography Designer to do a solo or to do a group dance where I'm not using the group formation tool. If I want to use individual markers, this is how I do it. First, I res out my Smooth Dancer on the ground. Here's my Smooth Dancer, and I put all my dances that I want in the contents. I also res out the Performance Director and do the same thing with that. In the contents, I also go down and I rename the note card that's in there for the act. So this one's Voodoo. In the name of the Performance Director, I put Voodoo in both the Smooth Dancer and the Performance Director. When I'm done with that, I take both into my inventory right here and get them up on my screen. Right click on them and add to my outfit. You may have to rearrange the location of these. They sometimes overlap when they come into your inventory to get them how you want them on your screen without them overlapping. Next, I'm going to go to my inventory and I'm going to go down to my Spot on Choreography Designer here at the bottom. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of my trash, so just ignore those. I'm going to edit something, the block. I like putting the block backstage because it makes it easy for everybody to see the markers and where their feet are supposed to be so they can page up or down appropriately. I then res the Spot on Choreography Designer and I allow it to link and unlink. And then as you can see here, it's rotated backwards. So I'm going to actually come to the Object tab here in my Build menu and rotate this 180. From here, I like to go ahead and res my mover. I like to change the color of it. Usually my marker is red, and I like to do a 2-point on the Z scale here, so it's a little bit easier to see than that flat little disc when trying to do your markers. So from here, I'm just going to start by resing my first waypoint. So I click on the black circle, then click Add Waypoint. And this will position a waypoint on here. You now have to edit the linked parts. So I'll click somewhere and edit and find the orange waypoint here. I want this waypoint actually to start on the stage. And because where I'm going to position it may be hard to get to, I'm going to just click on it and I'm going to change the time to 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds, 0.2. So I only want it to take 0.2 seconds from the time I click the play button to get me to that position on stage. Then I'm going to cam on stage and kind of get my marker over there. You may have to cam, and I hold the Alt key down and use my left mouse button to kind of position it how I want and to cam in and out appropriately. It probably would be easier to do this if I had the curtain open, but I have it closed right now. So I get it where I want it. Put it here in this cabin looking thing on my stage. And I'm going to rotate it to get it in place. And when I'm done, I'm then going to click on it. But first I have to decide how long I want it to be in that position. I probably need to have open the song, so I'm going to open up my Voodoo Queen here. I actually have this saved on my computer, so let me see if I can find it under my music. Oops. So here's my folder, Voodoo Queen. This is the SEX one. If you put a plus, it allows you to do a wildcard search in your thing. So let me see if this is the one I want. It's going to open up in my music player, and this is indeed the one I want. So I'm going to listen to the song and get it where I want to move to the next position. So probably want to do it maybe right here, 25 seconds, and a pause. So once I get to 25 seconds, close that. I'm going to click on this, set my sleep time to 25 seconds, and click submit. Next, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to add a waypoint. And this will position the next waypoint right next to the other one. Again, you have to edit the link to edit the new waypoint. And I'm going to move it just slightly forward at the edge of the ramp. So this, if you have a ramp or stairs, this is what you want to do. You want to make it like it's kind of halfway going off the ramp a little bit for the first one. And that's going to take like 0.2 seconds to move to that. 0.2. And then I'm going to click it again, add another waypoint. And this one, we're going to edit again. We're going to position down the ramp and slightly away from it. So I'm just going to, and that's the trick to doing a great ramp and stair without a whole lot of markers, unless you want to pause at each marker. This is how my little sheet works. So I position this down here in the area that I want. It takes about that to step off the ramp. And that's a pretty natural position coming down the ramp with your feet. So it's just slightly off the ramp, maybe a little bit closer. And it's going to take maybe 3 seconds to get to that position. So I'm going to put 3 seconds. And then I can click again and get another waypoint. This one I'm going to move out a little bit further. Let's see, maybe I want to put it right about here. Make sure it's down on the edge there. Okay, so I'm going to put it right around there, and you can rotate it how you like. So I'm going to put it right about there. And I'm going to say it's going to take me maybe 4 seconds this time to get to this marker. Now, if you decide, you can move this all over the place if you want. I'm actually going to stop, I think, pretty quickly. So I'm just going to maybe put this on stop for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to do another marker, or waypoint, I should say. I'm going to rotate this one because I'm going to turn. So I'm going to put this one at 90 degrees. Oops, wrong direction, 270. I'm going to drag it a little bit this way so it rotates. And then I'm going to put the time as 0.2 seconds. So if you have two markers close together, you only want 0.2 seconds or so between the markers. Otherwise, it's going to look funky in the transition. And it will automatically put the turn time in there for you. I'm going to do another waypoint. And here it is, edit, and then edit linked parts. Click on the markers, or on the waypoint itself. I'm sorry, guys, I sometimes call the marker the waypoint the marker. And then I'm going to move this one over this way a little bit. And it's going to take me like 3 seconds to get there. And I'm going to rotate again. So add a waypoint. Edit linked. Move it 180. 180, excuse me. And I'm going to put it this time like right here. And again, another 0.2 seconds. And I think I'm going to wait another 30 seconds on that. And then I'm going to put one last set and I'm going to be done. So sleep time, 30 seconds. I'm going to add another waypoint. This time I'm going to turn it, rotate it a little bit differently because I wanted to go kind of at an angle this way. And I totally suggest listening to the song to find out when natural breaks are. I'm just doing this off the fly for this video, so you guys can understand how to do this. And then time, I'm going to do 0.2. And then I'm going to do another add waypoint. Edit. And you can adjust these times always. So I'm just going to move this where I want it. I'm going to move it kind of center here a little bit. Center stage. That's about center stage right there. I'm going to call it 3 seconds. Another waypoint. And this is going to be my final and last waypoint. Edit waypoint. I'm going to rotate this 180. Let's get this next to here so it looks more natural to turn. Change the time to 0.2 seconds and then stop. Now, you also may want, if you're not sure the timings and when you start and stop moving, I recommend clicking the round circle again. And there's a couple things you can do under the advanced menu. You can, if you have multiple markers, it's helpful to set the prefix so you know whose marker it is. So I can type in here Zan. So if I had more than one marker, it puts kind of the prefix in front of the markers, and I'll show you that. And also what I like to do under advanced is to show the stats. This shows the start and stop times. So if you need to really finely tune the walking in your act, you want to do that. And actually I want to drop these. Make sure you edit them before you drop them, because I forgot to add an ad. So if you edit it and drop it, and it will be the original copy. So you won't have like 10 copies of the same performance director and smooth dancer in your inventory. So I'm going to find a walk video. Okay, I can filter it based by animations, maybe just walk. And I'm going to consider the music when I choose a walk. So I have lots of walks in my AO, but I'm going to come down here. I'm going to choose a good walk. So let's see what this walk looks like. That's kind of a fun walk, but not sure if that's quite what I'm looking for. That one's okay, but still not quite what I'm looking for. That one's a lot better. So I'm going to then drag and drop these into the inventory of these. If you just click and edit and click on contents, I can drag that into there and add it to there. So it has it in both the smooth dancer and the performance director. When I'm done, I'm going to take it back up, go to my recents, and they will be right here, and add them back to my screen. All right. So now once you get all your movers in there, and as you can see, if I can back over here, they all have the prefix 8 before the number. And the number tells you what marker it is. So if you have to make adjustments, you can. And it also gives the start and stop times. That's going to be important when I fine tune the choreography after I record it. So right now I'm going to hop on my marker. Get myself so my feet are not in the ground. You page up, page down. That's the benefit of having the board there, so you can see when your feet are actually on the board in the proper position, so your feet aren't in the floor when you're on stage. And I'm going to come here to the sequence. I'm going to actually flip here to the page. I want to be my first pose to be this Voodoo Medicine pose 3. So I'm going to get that ready to go. I'm going to go to sequence. I'm going to hit the R button, which means record. And it will tell you in local chat that it started recording. I actually moved this out of the way so it's not taking up real estate when I'm recording. And then go to all. Now, it won't officially start recording until you click your first animation. So first, when I have up my song here, I'm going to actually make this a little bit smaller so it's, again, not taking up my whole screen. And I'm going to hit play. Actually, hold on, I forgot one thing. I need to put on my choreography hood. I forgot a couple things actually. I'm having a night. So I first need to click on this and get note card. All right, so here's my note card. It has 2 segments. Excuse me. So I'm going to copy from the bottom here all the way up to the top and edit my marker. Go into the movement note card of my marker, and I'm going to paste this in here. Get rid of between begin note card and end note card if you're between segments. And then at the very top, I have a note card called auto. This helps me to program the markers. So I go to this auto function for bar or spot on note card here. And this is the stuff that has to go at the top for the spot on dancer. So I'm going to copy this at the top. Now, if I had additional dancers, they would all be numbered sequentially 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And I can assign text over each one. That puts the little hover text over the marker that tells you which dancer it's for. Let me cam out so you can see. See, now this says Wine Zan, I'm the first dancer for this act. I can minimize this because I'm going to reuse this card later when I'm putting stuff into the spot on performance director. So let me just close all this out. Oh, I forgot my choreography HUD. Choreography. And I'm just going to put on my HUD here, which will put it at the top of my screen. Okay, because we're going to have to do a quick little 1-2 once the music starts. So I'm going to rewind my music again. I'm going to hop on my marker before it starts. Page up as I need to. And then I'm going to start the music. I'm going to hit this animation I want and hit the play button here. And then forgot to open up the curtain, which will help. I'm going to start dancing with another animation. So I just play one of the animations on HUD. I probably need to make the opening of this shack a little bit taller because it's really hard to see. And then I'm going to catwalk down until I stop, and then I'm going to play another animation. Is that curtain closed or open? I had it open, but it looks closed. So you just play your animations as you like them. Don't worry about flubbing it up. We can tweak it once we stop saving it or stop recording it and save it. So you just keep going through the dances and clicking on them as you move. Then you click your last pose. When you're done, then you go to sequence and you click the R again to stop recording, and then you download it. And it will come into your nearby chat box. You copy this and you're going to put it in your note card in the performance director. But we're going to do some tweaks to this note card. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to wipe all this stuff out. I'm going to put at group and then the first person, the pipe, and then what number dancer they are. I also am going to do a couple of changes. So I'm going to do a group for change, and I am going to have a group for reset. I'm also going to do an ankle lock and a pre-cache. Okay, then you're going to type Zan and or whoever the dancer is, and you're going to paste in your note card there. So here's where the tweaks are going to come. So we had a walk time between 62.6 and 65.6, and for some reason I missed that. So I played this at that time, so I'm going to actually wipe this out. I'm going to put 62.6. Oops, helps if I can spell or put numbers in correctly, and pipe. And then I'm going to use my catwalk here. I'm not actually going to use the whole line, just catwalk here and paste it up there. And anywhere I actually started to walk. So I did that up here too. So I started to walk at 25.4. So I'm going to correct this to 25.4. And then I arrived at the bottom down here. I'm going to actually change this to 10 seconds. You can customize this as much as you want. 10 seconds. Come down here. I arrived here at 32.4. So you can adjust manually the times, which I like to adjust them so it's exact. And then I moved from here at 95.8. So 95.8. And then I arrived over here where I'm at. Let me stand up so I can actually see. And I can return my marker because I'll have to do that every time. I arrived here at 99.2. So let's see, where is it? 99.2. Actually, oops. No, I left here at 95.8. Hold on. 5.8, and I arrived here at 99.2. Excuse me. 99.2. There's a couple times where I quickly changed the dance because it wasn't what I wanted, so you can clear this out of here. I actually wanted 08 in here instead of 13, so I'm just going to blank those out. Actually, let me put 09 in here. And this one, I'll say, oops, I'll say 290 for that. And you want to get the exact time at the end of the song. So 4:58. So if I open up my handy dandy calculator, 4 times 60 equals 240 plus 58 equals 298. But it actually ended a few seconds before. So 296 probably, or 295 would be more accurate. All right? If you listen to the song, it will be clear when it's going to end. When you're done, you're going to come down here. I'm going to have a couple of fades. So I'm going to remove, I had created some RLB stuff. I actually need to add the costume assistant to my screen. This is going to allow me to take off a couple of items during the act. So I'm going to call this change equals, and I'm going to give the time. So at 290, I'm going to remove folder, and I call these Voodoo 1 and Voodoo 2. But you have to make sure you check the capitalization and all. So it's going to be, hold on, I'm going to put my reset down here too. Hold on, that's not it. Did I close my auto? Oh, here it is. Oops, auto. So I'm going to copy this to this. So this is my reset. So I'm going to shout, which is capital S, on 44, remove folder, and then space, in Voodoo 1 and 290 S 44, add folder, Voodoo 2. So that's going to take off the stuff that's in the links that are in the Voodoo 1 folder and put on the stuff that's in the Voodoo 2 folder. On my reset, I'm going to do it approximately 3 seconds after the end of my act. So it says 295, so I'm going to change this to 298. And here I'm going to change this to 301 to reset all the markers and everything. Then I click save. Get that all squared away. I can minimize my smooth dancer. And I'm going to go backstage. Oh, actually, before I go backstage, I'm going to fix my little doorway here because it was weighing in my head. So let me just edit this if I can. Well, I can't. So I think I'm going to have to fix my markers a little bit. Let me do this instead. So I'm going to make this my starting marker. I'm going to rotate it a little bit. 180. Just going to move it slightly. And I'm going to set this as sleep 28.4. So it matches. And I'm just going to remove these two that are up here in this cabin. So click on them and delete the waypoints. it will readjust everything. So now I have those gone and I have these. But when I come back here, I'm going to have to do the note card again. So I'm going to go backstage and do the note card again. Close the stage curtain. Open my nearby chat. Click on the ring. Get the note card. Copy this all again. Edit the marker, or the mover rather. Click on here. Paste it all back in here from beginning to end. And move the begin and end in the middle. Click save. Another thing I want to make sure I do is to save my outfit. If I haven't saved it already, I have saved it, but I made some changes to it. I'm going to click on it and click save as, and now it will save all the extra stuff on my screen, the Smooth Dancer and the Performance Director. I like to save the Smooth Dancer on there just in case I need to make corrections later. And I'm just going to move my nearby chat off the screen. And I'm going to hop back on here. And now I'm going to test it. So I'm going to actually cam out so I can see the stage. I'm going to play my music and hit the play button here. Did I hit it? Oh, I messed something up. I forgot to actually load the note card. So you have to load the note card first. So I have to click on this voodoo to load the note card, and it will tell you that it's loading and when it's ready. So check to make sure you're moving. When it's done, it will say performance complete. Then it's ready to go. Oops, helps if I do that. I'm a little absent-minded today. It's a Friday. So click play, then click play up here, and it will be loaded. The curtain will open in 3 seconds. And then I can cam down and watch to make sure everything looks okay. So you're just going to play it through the whole way, make sure it looks okay, adjust it as you need to. When you're done, you can delete these extra markers here on stage and then save your stuff to your Reser box. And actually I see an error because I removed some stuff. So I'm going to stop this because it started playing the walk a little too soon. I'm going to have to go in here and adjust my performance director here because I forgot to do that. Coming down, go to my, oh, not that, go to the voodoo. All right, so I have to take out this first catwalk here. I'm actually going to change that to 31.4 is when I actually move. 31.4. Oops if I'm not editing. Then came out here, make sure when I get there, it's going to be 35.4 when I'm starting here. So everything changed a little bit, so you're going to have to check it. 35.4, started walking at 65.4. Come here, arrived here at 90 or 68.8. Left at 98.8. So I'm like 3 seconds off. And then get over here. I arrived here at 102.2. And the rest should be fine. So click save and let's test it again. We're going to have to reload it here. Wait for it to tell us that it's ready in the local chat. Close the curtain again. This is performance complete, so now we can test it. So I'm now going to play it again. Rewind it. Play it here. The curtain opens in 3 seconds automatically. And then I can cam down to myself to check it. So just let it play through. Like I said, make adjustments as you need to, and then save it to your box, and you'll be set to go for the show.